Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Honest Concepts Podcast. I hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday today. I know I certainly am. My name is Sensei Bronson Long. This is my instructor, Master Autry.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great today, sir. You got pretty cold tonight.
It did.
It's kind of nice. We got a little Christmas thing going on in the background. It's kind of festive.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I'm enjoying it so far. I like this kind of chilly weather. You know, we got this new background up tonight, so we're already trying something new. That's the title of today's episode. Every week we come on here and do something a little bit different. 1 week it's my turn to bring on a topic and talk about it. 1 week it's yours.
Yes, sir.
And really what this is just our thoughts and experiences about things. You know,
fun stuff.
It's fun. Yeah, we have a good time. Last week we laughed a lot. That was a good time. I enjoyed that. And tonight we're talking about trying new things. You told me you were going to go a kind of a different route tonight. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try not to take too long for mine because I really kind of reverse engineered this. A lot of times when it's my turn to do the topic, what I do is I kind of take something that's going on in my life or something I observed, and I'll make the topic out of that. Whereas tonight I kind of did it backwards.
Right.
Came up with a topic first, and then kind of.
Why'd you come up with a topic?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. Maybe it was the idea of thinking about, let's do a new topic. I was like, we're trying new things. I really don't know where it came from, but here we are. But so the more I started thinking about where I wanted to go with this, the more I started to think about what trying new things really does for somebody. For a long time, I've found great interest in speaking to people and hearing about their own personal development and their self-awareness as they go through life, right? Okay. And usually when I'm speaking with somebody who's older than me, whether they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, beyond, I hear a lot of times they'll use a phrase in reference to themselves of, I didn't even know who I was yet. I got married, I was raising kids, was just going through life, and all this time, I didn't even know myself yet. Didn't even really know who I truly was yet. And I remember my dad telling me one day, we're sitting on the back porch, my dad smoked cigars, and so we're sitting on the back patio one day, and my dad's got all of his kids around him, all 900 of us, and he's smoking a cigar, and he had told us, he said, it was around age 50, right around 50, when I started to kind of realize who I am as a person. He said, it took me a long time to figure that out and discover that. And he's not the only person I've heard say that. I've heard plenty of people say somewhere around age 40, age 50, somewhere in that time zone, they begin to get a real good idea of who they truly are. And that's always interested me a lot because we usually think about who we are all the time. I think I have a pretty good idea of who I am, but I also thought that when I was 14, And as you get older, you look at things and you think, I've changed a lot. I've developed over the years. And it's cool to see how we change. And I think that trying new things is a great way for you to discover something about yourself. Truly. You come to this place of self-discovery when you try something new, right? And you realize, I really like that. Or the other way around, that ain't for me. Quick example, about a year ago, one of my buddies, a good friend of mine, we've been friends since we were 7 years old, second grade. He moved to South Carolina before we had cell phones. We'd write each other letters. Right. We've been friends for 20 years. And about a year ago, he invited me to go to a basketball game with him. He had tickets for the Knicks, right? And so we're down in Charlotte. And the whole time I'm on the way there, I'm telling my wife, I'm like, I'm not a big fan of going to things like this. I don't really go to concerts. I don't go to big sporting events. Just not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, me neither.
But I'll go for my friend. I'll go see him, He's busy and it's a good time to see each other. I had a blast. I had a really, really good time. I never thought I'd enjoy myself as much as I did. But the difference between seeing a basketball game on TV or in person, big difference. The athleticism it's astounding when you're there. You get to see just how entertaining the game really is when you're in person. It's very, very cool. So that was something I got to try that I didn't think that I would really be that into. And I learned something about myself. I learned that I don't mind going out to do things like that. I had a really good time. I enjoyed myself with it. About a year ago, I tried something I just knew I would love and adore. I didn't have the greatest time. I had this image in my head that going gym mining would just be like the greatest experience ever.
Where'd you go, Mike?
I don't know, can't remember where we went. We were up in the mountains somewhere, of course. I think we were headed towards the west side of the state, I believe. I think it was called Emerald Hollow. That's where we were. We went to Emerald Hollow, she and I. And Connor was probably like 7 months pregnant, so it's a great time to go gym mining, of course. You know, and we brought the 2 dogs with us. It was a hectic trip, but I'd always wanted to go, and I thought I'd really enjoy myself going. And I found out real quick the gym mining is hard work. It's sweaty, and you're on your back in the cave, and the next day I was so sore and so tired from carrying all that dirt and bringing it out back and forth, and I realized that wasn't what I thought it was, and that's just not for me. It wasn't the greatest time in the world. And so those are things where you really think you're going to enjoy it, but you discover something about yourself by trying new things. And I think it's a healthy thing to do, to push yourself to find more about yourself. Just trying new things out.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't going that direction at all.
Take us on a U-turn now. Let's have to see what you do with it.
First of all, I'm going to answer something you said. This first thought comes to me. You find yourself when you get 40, 45, whatever, I think it's because you slow down in life. You know, when you're 18, 20, 25, 30, it's go. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to get this. But when you start getting 40, you start slowing down a little bit. You do more thinking. You know, what do I really want? What do I have? What do I want to get rid of? What do I really want to accomplish? When you slow down in anything, you think better.
Wow.
That's true. That's what I thought about it.
That's cool.
Trying new things or something different. My first thing is, you and I go to a restaurant, right? With our wives. And I know you love Mexican food, so we'll go to a Mexican restaurant and you say, try this. I said, I don't know if they don't look good, but just try it like you were talking about. I order it, I get it, I love it. Or even if I didn't like it, it's not a big deal. Now let's take it to a really high level.
Okay.
A real high level. You have a job. You've been there 5 years. You make about $50,000, let's say. It's stable, you've been there, you're really situated, you like that. This guy comes along and says, you know what, since so long, I've got a new business. It's been there for about 2 years. I need somebody to do this for me. I think you'd be perfect for it. We'll give you $100,000 a year if you'll change and try this. Now, my question to you is, do you stay at $50,000 where you're secure? Or do you go to the job that's going to pay you $100,000 that your buddy owns, has been there 2 years? That would be a big, big change.
That's a huge change.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? You know, I'll tell you what I feel about it in a minute, but what do you think?
Well,
it's a big one.
That's double your income. That's nice. Doubling your income is very tempting for me. And I may, honestly...
You're trying something different, too. A job you've never done before.
I may take that deal. I don't know. That's hard for me to say. Now, when you're in a place where you're comfortable, you're in a place where you got your groove and you're good at what you do.
Right. But he's telling you can try something different.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that one. That's tough because, I mean, I could go make $100,000 being a brain surgeon, you know what I mean? But I still have to go learn how to do brain surgery, right? You know, there's all sorts of opportunities out there for you to do things if you take it. But trying something new in that case, that's almost like a scary thing because you're walking away from something that's secure for a risk.
Right.
And I've heard you say before, I'd rather make $5 than almost make 50.
Right.
You know,
my uncle used to tell me that all the time. He said, he called me Richie. I'd rather make $5 than almost make 50. And he's right.
He's exactly right. Yeah, you walk away with something instead of nothing. In that case scenario, on paper, looking at it, it's like, yeah, I'd go for the $100,000. Why not? But really, truly, in reality, in life, I don't know if I'd go that direction. I'd probably stay where I'm at.
Now, the way I look at it, if you go, you're gonna make $100,000, right? Pardon me, guys. You make $100,000, but if you work for a year, you can take $50,000, put it in the bank. So it's like 2 years' wages.
Right.
You don't know the job you have is going to last either.
That's true.
So you get to try something new. You double your money. Even if you just work there for a year, you still, it's like working 2 years over the other place.
Right.
And so now you've got $50,000 in the bank. You still look for a job. I would go.
Yeah, when you say it like that.
Because
yeah.
I look at things, I like challenges. Now, if martial arts, my whole life, I like challenges, techniques, locks, throws,
Right.
chokes, whatever, sword. I like challenges. That would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Especially if you've done something for 2 or 3 years, like, I want to do something different.
That's true.
So when you give me that time, what's the first thing I thought of?
I like that actually, because trying new things goes beyond just today I'm going to put A1 on my cheeseburger. I've never tried that before. Trying new things
Right.
can get into it,
Right.
like you said, like a high caliber, or even high risk. Trying something new like that. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. And you
Tim Zoltri wouldn't do that.
Really? You don't think
He's
so?
real conservative.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of like on both sides of that one, where I'm looking at it like, doubling your money in any place. That's a great ROI,
And we're
right?
doing something different,
Yeah,
something totally different.
that's very true. That's a very, very good point.
Better be good with your friends. Your friend that's giving you the job.
Right.
Miss Autry says you better be good with your friends if it's your. So that's what scared me about it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, well, how long's he been doing this? How
Right.
long's his
2
company
years,
been
3
open?
years. But here's the thing about it: if you don't do it, if you don't go, turn around, guy comes back to you in 3 years. That man, that job offered you. That guy's making $300,000. We're going
Right.
worldwide, and then they lay you off the job you already had.
That's true.
I mean, you just don't know.
You're so right.
You just don't know.
You're so right.
Either way, on that one, I'm gone.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I think you have something that is really cool about you, is that you're quick on your feet type of thing, that you are able to maneuver your way around in places. So if you got the 100 grand, you save that 50 up, you can do something with that over the next year to get you another gig that's going to do really well, and if you have that quality trait where you're quick on your feet and you can easily adjust and
And
move
then your
around.
experiences do different kind of jobs.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right. There's a lot of benefits to that.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. That's a good point. I'd like to know what you guys would do. Would you take the job or no?
Paul Mike's going to give us a good answer.
Pool Mike says he's here. Miss Jenny's checking in. Hope all is well. Love the new background. Yes. That was, we can give credit for Mrs. Autry for that,
Zoltri
right?
did that, yeah.
Yes. Miss Connor says, speaking of trying something new, I got tuna steaks and flounder for you to cook this week. Awesome. I can't wait. I've never cooked a tuna steak before. I'll let you know how that goes. Let's see. Pool Mike says, maybe start him off with some hamburger helper. That's funny. Miss Autry says, we tried a new coffee shop today. Did you try a new one?
Oh, it was good.
What was it? Where'd you go?
Across from the mall, Monroe Mall.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah.
was shopping center where the Ollie's
Is that called a Scooters? What, I can't remember what that's
It's
called.
KB's now.
Okay.
But we went in there. We were going to go to Pizza Hut for lunch. I wanted a cup of coffee. I said, let's just try a coffee till Pizza Hut opens. She said, okay. I expected. It was good.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm going to go in the morning at 6 o'clock.
That's awesome. I might have to give that a shot. I've been.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's right next to
yeah.
Ollie's on the very
I know
corner.
exactly what you're talking
Used to be
about.
an ice cream shop, I think.
I'm not too sure. I thought it was a Scooters, but maybe
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the wrong
Tell you
colors.
what, good coffee.
I have to try that out. You know that place, Alice Jewels?
Yeah.
I drive by there all the time, and I smell so good. I want to go in there so bad.
We love that place.
I haven't
The guy
been in a
that
long
owns it is
time.
phenomenal.
I haven't been in a long time.
He's just a wonderful man. We've been drinking coffee there for 5 years. Love it.
Wow, that sounds good. Miss Jenny says, I have to agree with Master Autry. Job-wise, I tried that. I was not a fan, but I would not be where I am without trying. So,
There you go.
hey, I would have put $100,000 down. Miss Jenny would disagree with you. So there's that. There's that. I was wrong. What is the saying? No risk, no reward. Yeah, that's true. You ever hear investors always say, you don't risk it, you don't get a biscuit.
That's right.
You know, no risk it, no biscuit. Mr. Pool Mike says, I still think you both threw Tom under the bus last week. Do you remember that? Yeah, Tom. I can't.
Yeah, we did.
As Jenny says, we all did. That's so funny. Team Pizza Hut. That's good. Have you ever tried something new that you didn't like?
Yeah.
Whether it's food or an experience or something like that?
Yeah, a lot of things. I mean,
Really?
food, experiences, and jobs. Part-time job.
Oh, that's true. Well, what was a job you tried that you didn't like?
Car wash.
That was fast. That was really
I went
fast.
automobile for one day.
Really?
When I was
One
a
day?
kid.
I didn't know that.
I did. I was 17.
Was it summertime,
It
wintertime?
was summertime. I worked there one day. I didn't like it. They hired me. Said, "Yeah, the guy just quit, so we're gonna hire you." I said, "Okay." So the next day I was gonna quit. The guy come in and said, "You're fired." I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, the guy that we that lot left. He came back." So
Okay.
you're gone. I said, "Okay, thanks."
Sure.
They paid me for one day. You took
That's
taxes out.
That's hilarious.
I worked in the car wash for one day.
I feel for those guys at Auto Bell. Every time I drive
That's
past
a
them,
hard
I see 'em.
job.
Summertime, wintertime, they're out there in the elements and getting their hands wet and being dirty and stuff. I feel for those
How
guys.
about you?
What, for a job? No, I can't say I did. I mean, a lot of the job, I don't know. Maybe it comes from, and you guys know I've talked about this enough on the show. You guys know, kind of being raised sort of under that poverty level. Whenever I got a job, I just tried to make the best of it.
Right.
I've never had a job that I really truly hated.
Yeah.
I tried to be productive and make
Right.
a way in all of it. I don't know. I like some jobs more than others, that's for sure. But I think one of the jobs that I thought I wouldn't like to do, but actually enjoyed doing it, was Connor and I were cleaning model homes for a while. And
Right, I forgot about that.
yeah, we did that for a little while. That was right in between. That was kind of this transition. I was going full-time martial arts.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
It was
Just
fun.
go at your own pace.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. We'd go in, and all the model homes have little Alexas and stuff.
Right.
So we'd have Alexa play us music, and we'd just sit there and clean the houses and stuff. And as much as I was like, that didn't sound like fun at all, it was.
Yeah.
Get to see all the new furniture and the new styles and way to do design stuff. We had just moved in together in a little trailer out in the countryside, and so we'd go back to the trailer, and I'd be like, in some of these places, I noticed they turn these things at like 45-degree angles. So I started getting fancy in our room, turning coasters and stuff, trying to make do and be a little designer in there. And so that was something that we found out together that we enjoyed doing,
Yeah.
just from doing that job. I never thought I would. I never cared about that type of stuff. And then when I got in there and started seeing all these things, like, that's actually really fun to do.
Yeah.
And we actually, Halloween Day is it's not our anniversary, but we pretend like it is, because that was our very first date we ever went on. And so every year on Halloween, we go to Cookout and get milkshakes. And so this was 8 years of getting milkshakes together. And Connor had asked me, what's one of your favorite memories you ever had, while we were together? And I said, decorating the room at that trailer. We had so much fun just doing that together. That became something that I never thought I would enjoy. But I tried something new, had a job, and look what I learned something about myself.
Speaking of jobs, I went for this interview. It's just I was trying to get the school going, and it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard. I was just frustrated. So I go on this place. It was a retirement center. It was like a country club retirement center in Charlotte. And I was going to be like the little Major D in the little eating place they have, a little restaurant. They try to make it fancy. It was down off Carmel Road. So I go in this office. This thing was huge, and I already been to like 3 or 4 jobs, and nobody wanted to hire me. And I was trying to get my school going. I was working. I just wanted something 3 or 4 hours a day. She said, tell me a little bit about yourself. So I told her. She said, well, I'll tell you what. By the time I was getting kind of tired, she said, we decide, and she was in this big old office, big old desk, nobody in there but us two. She said, we decided to bring you aboard. Talking about me. I said, okay. She leaned in. She said, I'm offering to pay you $4 an hour. And she looked to her left, looked to her right. She said, but don't tell anybody. I wanted more than that. $4 an hour. I looked at my left, I looked at my right. I said, don't you worry, I'm ashamed of it as you are. True story. I came over and told Ms. Archer what happened. She hired me. True story. So I told her, I didn't care at that time.
I love that.
She did. She said, we'll pay you $4 an hour. I looked at my left and right. She said, don't you say a word. Don't you tell nobody.
Just as ashamed as
Don't
you
you
are.
worry about it. I'm ashamed
That
of it as
is
you are. I
hilarious.
stayed there for a year and a half.
Really? That is so funny.
Great
I've
job.
never heard that story before.
Great job.
That is so funny. It's amazing when you go into job interviews. I've always had martial art income coming in somewhere. So I worked for a grocery store called Whole Foods, right? It's owned by Amazon. And I didn't really necessarily need the job at the time.
Was that a cool place?
That was a really cool place.
Was it?
Yeah,
I've been
and
a couple of times. I can't remember.
right
It's
when
all healthy stuff, isn't it?
yeah, it really actually,
That's why I don't know.
yeah, it's a lot of cool. It's a very pricey place to shop at, that's for sure. But it was cool. It was neat.
Yeah.
It had its own little unique kind of atmosphere to it. But I got the job in March of 2020. So within like 2 weeks later, COVID happened. And
Right.
so it was just a perfect time to get something like that, because that's when martial arts was really hard to teach at that
Right.
time, right when COVID hit. So it was a perfect blessing for me. But I didn't necessarily really need it at the time. I just had a buddy of mine was working over there, and he said, well, come on by. And they weren't even hiring. And I kind of went in there and just sort of forced them to hire me. I really don't even know how to explain it.
You don't know this if you're going to hire me.
Yeah, that's basically what happened, really, truly. I went in, I asked for the manager. He wasn't there. I said, okay, I'll come back. So I came back the next day or whatever. When I finally saw him, said, hey, name's Bronson's and blah, blah, blah. We sat down. And by the end of it, I just got him, had the job. Just walked in, didn't have an interview planned or anything. Just kind of,
Because there's no stress there.
there's no stress.
No stress.
Exactly.
It's like when you have to get something, you can't get it.
Right. You just go in and just make it happen.
Right.
And I remember walking out of the interview like that. That was cool. And I wanted to go about my life with that attitude. Just go in and just make it happen and just get the work done and move on, instead of stressing out about things and trying to have the perfect formulated answer or whatever. But you always told me before, you've told me this a couple of times, you ever go to a car lot and that guy runs out there and he won't leave you alone. He seems so stressed to get the sale. And it gives you this feeling of urgency, and it just doesn't feel right. You don't feel right talking with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But someone who's a little more calm, relaxed, kind of slows down his words a little bit, doesn't feel so rushed to try to sell you a car.
Right.
You'll buy a car from that guy. That stuff's contagious.
It is.
It really is. Just being calm, slow, like slowing down, like you
It's
said.
infectious.
It is. It's very infectious. You're so right. I'm excited to hear if anybody's had any crazy jobs in here. Is there a plan to grow your channel? Oh, that's a fun question to answer. We got a couple minutes left. Yeah. Do you want to take it or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Sure. So Master Archer and I are working behind the scenes on a couple of things, actually. One of them is involving some reaction content. We're trying to work out some of the hardware details for right now. Just trying to make things work in a way that is convenient for both of us, right? You got a lot going on, I do as well. And trying to get that hooked up to where we have the proper hardware to do all of that is, it just takes a little bit of research and everything. But that's definitely something we plan on doing down the road.
Because we're both music buffs.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And then you guys might not know this about me, but one of the many jobs that I work is I'm actually a video editor on the side. I edit for a couple of different Christian content creators out there in the world. And so that's something that I'm decent at it. I'm not like, super duper crazy or whatever, but I can do some cool stuff on a computer. I can make some cool edits. And so that's something that we want to do with this down the road, is to put out some more short form content and things that we can put onto TikTok and everything. Because with discovery, shorts help a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it really helps out with the discoverability of your channel. So that's something that we will do. It's just right now I'm working 3 jobs, and so it's kind of difficult for me
This
to
is
put
the
that
only job
together.
I got right now.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
I do a few seminars. That's about it.
So right now I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm really growing the martial arts thing, which
Yeah.
is a lot of fun.
Yeah, you are.
I've got a handful of gigs coming up. I've got one at the end of this month and starting some new ones here the first of the year.
We got a test Thursday, right?
Yeah, I got a test coming up
Yeah,
Thursday.
I'm
so
excited about that.
Yeah, there's
I'm
a lot of
excited to be
fun
there.
stuff.
It'll be fun.
So a lot of cool new avenues, and as that continues, my goal is to quit my day job. So God willing, as soon as we can get some good stuff going on the martial arts end, and what that will do is open up more time for me to actually edit recreationally for this.
Right.
And so that's the plan. To answer your question, that's our
it.
plan there.
I'm going to do that same thing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. I'm liking my lifestyle right now pretty good.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm actually liking where things are going on our side as well. I'm doing something new at the end of this month in November. I'm actually going to a place called Blessed Assurance, and I'm going to work with Alzheimer's patients and do self-defense with them. So that's pretty cool.
Like I said, that's your calling.
Yes, sir. I hope
That
so.
door is open, and I can see it.
Yes, sir.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's not something I ever thought I would do, but I'm enjoying doing that type of stuff. It's
It's
cool.
rewarding, isn't it?
It's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know when you get those students, you look at them and you get goosebumps when you watch them train because it means more to them than just doing
Right.
a technique.
Just being on the floor with everybody else.
Right.
That's what makes it.
Yes, you get
Yeah.
goosebumps watching them.
Yeah.
Having a classroom filled with that is the coolest feeling ever. Just constantly
I
getting
never taught that
goosebumps.
many. I've always had one or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had the parents come to me. It's like I've had them in therapy and stuff. This is better than any therapy in the world.
Right.
And it warms your heart.
It
It's
does.
just great, man.
Yeah,
Just like you
it's
start
awesome.
giving them special treatment anyway, but you give them a little bit more.
Right.
It's just and then they're so loving and caring.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They appreciate it more than the guys that got all the talent.
That's true. Actually,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're very right. We get a lot of good love over there from
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. That's so funny. I was at a place where I'd asked a lady, said, "Do you mind if I put you down on this reference table because I'm working at this senior citizen area, this active community center?" And she said, "Do you want just me?" She said, "Do you want everybody in here? Because when they call, I'll just pass the phone around. Everybody's got good words to say about you."
Pass that phone.
Pass the phone, yeah. But that's how they are, They appreciate what you bring to the table, and it's very fulfilling. It's good stuff, and it makes me feel good about myself as well.
Yeah.
I feel like
Sure.
I'm doing something
Yeah.
more than just like in my life. I've put groceries on the shelf, I've painted bathtubs, I've cleaned model homes, and all of that is providing for the economy
Sure.
and all that. But this does something special.
Yeah.
It fulfills you spiritually, emotionally, in a
Sure
lot of
does.
ways too. So. But honestly, so does this. I enjoyed doing this.
It's fun.
It is a lot of
Yeah, I
fun.
enjoy it. I really do.
Yeah.
And we will make it grow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's all in time.
Right. And a couple years from now, you guys can be in the chat room saying, "Yeah, I was there when you guys had 2 viewers."
Now you got 13.
we grew a lot, actually. It's 6 times the growth. So, well, guys, that's it for us tonight. We're coming up at the final hour here. Sorry, I enjoyed that. That was fun.
It was good.
Yeah, that was a good time. So we will be back again. We're on every single Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern. And next week, you've got something deep.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I'm really excited about
Yeah,
that.
I just told you the title, but it's going to be good.
Well, you guys, make sure you tune in next week because it's going to be a deep one. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
me too.
I'm excited to see you guys there. And until then, have a great rest
Have
of
a
your
good night,
night.
guys.